Good morning, my dear students. I'm Miss Tania Poveda. This is Entrepreneurship. Today, we have a special class. I prepared something special for you. I hope you like it. Let's talk about Jesus, the Jesus entrepreneur. You know that we are about to celebrate Christmas, right? So I decided to prepare this class to understand Jesus and how important he is as an example of entrepreneur. So, who is he? Who is Jesus? What was his answer when he was asked about, who are you? Well, he said, who do people say that I am? Who do you say I am? That was his answer, because it was very important for him and for everybody to know him because of his actions and not because of what people say, but actions, the things that he did for people. Let's take a look to these pictures. What is Jesus doing here? This is a picture representing Jesus washing someone else's feet. Remember that in those days, when people visited someone else's house, they had to walk a lot. That area is dry and dusty, so when you walk, your feet get dirty. As a sign of love and respect, the owner of the house can offer the walkers to sit down and to wash their feet. Jesus, being Jesus, the King of Kings, he offered himself to wash people's feet, to show how important it is to serve, to be useful, to show respect to others. What do you see here in this picture? Yes, he's helping someone. Someone is drawing. Someone fell down into the sea, and there he is, giving a hand. It is someone you can trust. He will not fail. So no matter how bad you think you are or how many problems you have, you can ask his help. Jesus opened his mouth and began to teach them. You can see here, he's sitting and talking to people. He's explaining about love. He's explaining about respect, explaining about honesty. He's teaching people how to live better, how to respect and love each other. He is the teacher of teachers. He was not teaching only people in a small village or people outside town. He was also teaching to the masters, to priests, to very important people, because he was wise. It is someone you can talk. His friends look for him when they need an advice, when they need to talk. And he was so kind, and he loved so much his friends, and he loved so much people that he made sure that they received the best advice ever. He was a good friend. He is a good friend. That friend that listens, that hugs, that give you an advice, that forgive. What can you see here? Yes, this is Jesus, and these are some sheep. He was a shepherd. He was leading. This is a representation of how important it is to have a leader, how important it is the head of a body, in this case, the church. How important it is to have a referent, someone you can follow, someone you believe, someone you can trust in. Jesus was leading not only teachers, not only priests or friends, he was teaching and leading everybody. He didn't choose like a specific group of people. He was walking and talking and teaching, and he was in touch with everybody. And because of the energy and because of he was so wise, people really enjoyed to be around him. So that's why in this picture you can see all kind of people around him, especially children. Remember that children, they are pure. They are innocent. So they feel comfortable with people like them, with people that don't want to damage them. And of course, Jesus wants the best for them as for everybody. So that's why he was leading all kind of people, children, women, men, teens, everybody. He was there and he is there for everybody. So why is Jesus an entrepreneur? I'm going to give you 3 reasons that I consider very important to describe him as an entrepreneur. Just now, think about the characteristics of entrepreneurs. I'm sure you know them very well. I chose 3 that consider like the most important ones about Jesus as an entrepreneur. And number 1 is, he created salvation. Remember that an entrepreneur creates. He finds something and he can make it better. He creates something new. And that's what he did. The first characteristic of Jesus as an entrepreneur is that he created salvation. He gave his life to prove people how you can love and give it all for someone else. He needed to be there to show us that there is more than this life. He had to live what he lived to create salvation. The second characteristic of Jesus as an entrepreneur is that he is a change maker. He came to a world ruled by things that were against our values, against love. So he came here and he had to fight the traditions, the rules, sometimes even the law, to make a change. He proved people that they could be better. He was surrounded by people that was not included in society. He was surrounded by ill people, damaged people, bad people. And he showed them, as he still shows us, that we can change, that we can be better. that we can be the change. That in a world where everybody is bad, where people take advantage of other people, you can be that change. And you can be that good person that makes something different, something good for you and for whoever is around you. That's what he did. He made a big change, not only in the church, but in the history. He had to came to the world to change history. He made big change in society, in spirituality. He is a change maker. And the third characteristic that I consider very important in Jesus to be an entrepreneur is that he is a leader. He invites us to be a risk taker. So when you think that there is not a solution, when you feel empty, when you feel that there is no more, remember that you can follow Jesus and take a risk. Take the risk to be happy. Take the risk to make someone else happy. Just look at the sky and then ask Jesus the strength to be like him, to follow his steps, to jump to his arms. That's what leaders do. They lead people. They show people the way. They make people comfortable so they can do the same and be better as a person and as a team. So those were three characteristics I consider the most important ones in Jesus as an entrepreneur. He created salvation, he is a change maker, and he leads. Yes, Jesus is one of us. He decided to come from a woman, just like you and I. He decided to be a child, to be a teenager, to be a grown man, to talk to people, to heal people. He had options, he had temptations, even though he made it right for us to have the opportunity to follow his steps to be better. And I repeat this, he is one of us. It means we can be like him, or we can work very hard to be like him. Some of other characteristics about Jesus as an entrepreneur are these. But first I'm going to start with these three sides of the triangle. Jesus connects the peace of the Christ, you know, the peace in the cross, that silence that you should find inside you, that silence that lets you see clearly. He connects the energy of the comforter, that person that makes you feel comfortable, the energy of the comforter, and the creativity of the creator. If you think in any of the passage in the Bible, you probably realize that all the advices and the things that Jesus said were not repeated. He was always creating solutions, creating advices, creating solutions for not only for him, but for everybody. And if you remember the pictures that I showed you before, you could see these characteristics. Jesus has the heart of a servant. He is there to serve, to be one of the most little ones. He has the soul of a teacher. He's always trying to be better. He's always trying to teach, to show different ways to do things, to teach people to be better with themselves and with everybody else. Jesus has the mind of a manager. He had strategies. He had answers, just like managers do in companies. If you think about a manager, probably if there is a problem in the company and people are not sure about what to do, they are going to talk to the manager. So they will find a solution. He is a problem solver. He has the strength of a leader. Knowing that he will die in the cross, he was strong. Of course, he was afraid, but in the end, he was strong because he had and he still has God in his life. So these are more characteristics of Jesus as an entrepreneur. You probably never ask yourself or someone else about this, like what's the connection between entrepreneurship and Jesus? Well, here it is. I can't think in a better example of an entrepreneur. And that's why Christmas is so important for us, for everybody, because he brought all these things not to be a leader, not to be a king, not to be popular, but to show us how to be better, how to be leaders, how to do things better for you and for others, for the society, for the world. So this Christmas, let us all remember the true meaning of Christmas. Look at your screen and imagine that you are there, visiting Jesus, seeing that little baby, probably crying, probably sleeping, but he's just there, a little baby, weak, starving, cold, waiting for you and for me to celebrate Christmas, to celebrate his birthday. So now that you have the opportunity to celebrate Christmas, take this time to hug your family, your siblings, your parents, whoever is there for you. Give them a hug. Tell them how much you love them. Pray together. Say, thank you, Jesus, and happy birthday. Thank you for coming and show us the way. Thank you very much for your attention, everybody. I hope that you enjoy this little lesson about how we can be good entrepreneurs and good Christians at the same time. Merry Christmas, everybody.